So twins, welcome to another episode of Twinspiration Top 5.
On this episode, we're counting down our favorite film remakes.
Number 5 is The Parent Trap.
Who doesn't want The Parent Trap?
You might have seen the 1961 version with Haley Mills, or we know you've seen the 1998 version with Lindsay Lohan. Both were great. I mean, it's hard to play twins.
Playing two people in general, like talented people can do
that. They were both such young girls, and it definitely broke Lindsay Lohan into stardom. And Haley Mills, I mean, she's great. We've seen all her old films, like Paulina, or is that what it's called? Mm-hmm. Something like that. And That Darn Cat's our favorite film that she's done. So both girls were very talented to play two different.
Mm-hmm. And who doesn't love that story and that handshake? It's all great.
Awesome.
Coming in number 4 is The Shop Around the Corner and You've Got Mail. So they have different names and they're kind of different movies, but they're both amazing and have the same storyline. So The Shop Around the Corner stars Jimmy Stewart and Margaret Sullivan, and it was made in 1940.
Whoa.
Long time ago. And then You've Got Mail was made in 1998 with Tom Hanks and Meg Ryan, and we've talked about that before because we love You've Got Mail.
And The Shop Around the Corner was based in Budapest, Hungary, or so they say, and they wrote letters to each other. And then You've Got Mail, it's based in New York City, and they wrote emails, obviously. You've got mail.
Because in 1940, the web did not exist, which is crazy.
So they really modernized this remake, but they needed to. They couldn't just be writing letters in the 90s. That'd be a little old school. So this was a great idea for a remake because they could do so much with it. The original is very heartwarming because it's, writing letters is very special, but I don't know, I really love this remake.
I think the remake might be better.
Number 3 is a movie everyone knows and loves because Leo stars as Gatsby, Jay Gatsby, in The Great Gatsby.
Amazing book, amazing.
But Robert Redford is actually the original Gatsby in, what year? 1974 with Mia Farrow as Daisy. And then Carey Mulligan played Daisy in the 2013 version. Both were great. I definitely think it was time for a remake when they did it in 2013. And they really modernized it with the music, and the costumes were a little bit more modern.
The costumes were from the period, but they were like bold and bright.
And very elaborate. Everything was super elaborate in the remake as opposed to the original. I felt like his lifestyle was a little more believable.
Mm-hmm.
But everyone loves Gatsby.
If you got a good Gatsby, you got a good movie. That's what I think. And those men, great Gatsby.
Number 2 is Rear Window and Disturbia. Rear Window is another Jimmy Stewart film from 1954, and Disturbia was in 2007 with Shia LaBeouf.
And Sarah Romer.
Yes.
And in Grace Kelly starred in the original version with Jimmy Stewart.
Which, who doesn't love her? She's a real life princess, first of all. Both were really great. They were very different from each other. We don't really know if they're for sure a remake, per se. But Rear Window, we really appreciate the directing style because it's so simple. I mean, he's in a wheelchair with his camera watching his neighbors, so it's very slow moving, quiet all the time, but you're so intrigued the whole entire time.
It's in black and white. It's an Alfred Hitchcock movie. It's just a classic, like, man on screen kind of film.
Suspenseful film. And then Disturbia, there's a little bit more action. There's a little bit more of a love interest, which I feel like just comes with the modernized version of the
There's
film.
more fear in the newer one.
Definitely.
So the older one is more like a light thriller, and then the newer one is a little scary.
We definitely like Rear Window more, but they're both great.
Yeah. Coming in at number 1 is His Girl Friday and The Front Page. Same movies, but they went from man and a woman story in the first one to 2 men in the second one. And the first one stars Cary Grant and Rosalind Russell, and it was made in 1940.
Good year for movies.
Good year. And then The Front Page is Jack Lemmon and Walter Matthau.
Whoa, dynamic duo. Who
They're
doesn't love them? Seriously, Out to Sea, Grumpy Old Men, they've done it all together. They're kind of like us, but not twins because they look really different.
They look so different. I think that's why they've succeeded.
Yeah, I mean, they're both so great. We're great, R.I.P. And we love this movie because we went to school for journalism, so we're really into like newspaper and the newspaper biz and things like that. And in the first film, the couple was married, and then they tried to investigate this case. And then in the second film, they're just best friends, and they also work together.
Best friends, like, kind of but they argue a lot, which is, it's just like fun banter to watch.
Yeah, I mean, they're just such great films, and definitely glad they redid this one, even though it wasn't that much later, like 30
Yeah, it was
years
only
later.
like 30 years.
So since the last one was in the 70s, I think we're due for another remake.
I know, I think it's going to happen in the future because they're classic movies that everyone should see.
Definitely. Thank you guys so much for watching this episode of Twinspiration Top 5.
Please subscribe and give us a thumbs up if you like this video, and we'll have more coming soon, so stay tuned.